Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening and wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. In the impenetrable darkness, your senses began to coalesce. Once more, and your consciousness gradually returned. The chill of the stone beneath you was uncomfortable. Wake up. Wake up from the darkness. The great death. This is the Death Tower. Teotihuacan, I am Zoltol, the Great Death, and I wait here in accordance with the prophecy. Prophecy. The prophecy I sing. The first trainee death awakens. They will fulfill the will of the Lady of the Night, and ultimately bring it back. I'm a trainee death. Death faith. You have enough faith in death? Prove it with your scythe. Death gets tired too, though would not die. Please rest well. Harvesting souls is the duty of a death, and the scenes of you wielding your scythe will stay in your heart forever. Strength from the reward of harvesting souls, and also a testament to being death. Max evilness? What does that even do? You are born a death, in charge of souls, and you will make countless choices to practice this path. Now here comes the first one. You will have the pride and honor of the death faith, for all eternity. This represents your death faith. Make choices that benefit the Death Tower will increase it, while the opposite will decrease it. You will have the most resilient soul, and neither the beasts nor the ancient gods will be able to break your energy. This represents your energy. Taking action will decrease it, while the opposite will increase it. You will have the strength to punish everything, and all the world will bow down to you. This represents your strength. Harvesting souls and training will increase it, while the opposite will decrease it. You will have a heart that discerned goodness from evil, and the sorrows and joys of the world could not shake your emotions anymore. This represents your evilness. No one can judge what is good and evil. Make your own choices. Remember, once any of your attributes reaches its peak, there is no returning back to the Lord of the Night. Losing the qualification You will merely serve as fuel for the Death Tower. If you understand, you may leave now. As you exit the room, a crimson-hued sky looms overhead, and before your eyes stretches an endless expanse of ancient stone walls, meticulously crafted from rock panels. Together, they form a labyrinthine structure reminiscent of a beehive, with chambers interconnected in an intricate pattern that seems to stretch on forever. This is the middle of the Death Tower, the room of trainee deaths, where you will awaken each time when you return from the real world. Another voice rings out behind you. I am Kitharu, the great death, in charge of souls and death. I will show you the duties of the death. In this world there is a dreamland. When a creature dies in the real world, its soul is captured by the dreamland. The unclaimed souls scattered in the dreamland may be devoured by dream monsters and become their nourishment. If so, there will come a day when they will have enough power to break out of the dreamland and pose a threat to the real world, and the duty of the death is to prevent the souls from scattering. They must be collected and offered to the Death Tower. We absorb souls, gaining power and immortality, in order to maintain the delicate balance between reality and dreamland. You will undergo an observation period at the Death Tower, and afterward I will judge whether or not you are able to travel to the real world to harvest souls. My friend, do you know the Death Tower's rank and yank system? If you don't harvest enough souls, you'll be optimized. Make your choices carefully to get through the inspection period. Acquaintance of a devout death, acquaintance of a belligerent death, acquaintance of an evil death. Still in the observation period. What? All trainee deaths are required to turn enough souls for a specific number of years. Oh wait, I think you can take this. It won't work on other trainee death, but it'll get you through the observation period. Old guarantee letter. Would not end the career as a death due to extreme attributes. You look around the ancient stone walls as the sound of the other trainee deaths awakening one by one in the other rooms. What are you going to do in order to be able to pass the observation period? Back to your room and sleep. At least it tells me like what stats go up. I do need to manage sleep stats, but there's a copy of the rules of the Death Tower in your room. Do you want to take a look? Yes. The death shall forever uphold pride and honor, never tarnishing the esteemed reputation of the Death Tower. The death harvests souls to gain power in which to prevent something from entering the real world. The death shall not be the active party in the harvesting souls. The karmic consequences of harvesting souls shall be borne by the active party in the real world. The death may choose to enter into a contract with a creature of the real world, like Ichigo Kurosaki, exercising the power for the active party, providing souls and increasing the efficiency of the harvesting souls. It kind of reminds me there's a new Assassin's Creed game now. It doesn't really look interesting. Not that my computer could fucking handle it. It'll also be kind of expensive. But I will say this. The old Assassin's Creeds, I think the first one with Altair, the second one with Ezio Auditore, and the one that's Black Flag, Rogue, and Unity are really good. But I'd say out all of them, I'd say Assassin's Creed 2 and Black Flag were really the best. I also liked Rogue quite a bit. And like I said, the first one and Unity were good. The Death have designated regions for soul collection, and it is forbidden for one to encroach upon another's territory, or to steal souls from one another. Also, I guess games kind of similar to Assassin's Creed that I thought were really good, but, kind of are very, very different. Shadow of War, Italian, Lord of the Rings, Crackdown, the original Crackdown for the Xbox 360, and Prototype, the very first Prototype. That was a good one. You're Alex Mercer and you like jump off buildings and eat people? The trainee deaths unconditionally obey the orders of the Death Tower and is required to submit a sufficient quantity of souls at regular intervals. Would you kill this cute bunny for 50 souls? Have you ever tried meditation? Imagine you are doing something. Do you want to make a deal? A sure bet? I hear the oracle. I hear the oracle. A trainee death suddenly screams and disappears into thin air. Nothing happens, but you do hear something. What is... Echo, nothing. Okay. You approach the edge of the tower. Do I close this? You approach the edge of the Tower of Death, where a vast expanse of reddish-brown wilderness stretches out before you. The fierce wind cuts through you with a sharp pain. The time has not yet come. Going out now leads to nothing but death. Death can die? No, but your consciousness will return to the Death Tower, undergo a physical remodeling, and awaken again. I promise you won't like it. If you find it a bit difficult, I can give you some help. Seems to be searching for a specific trainee death, and rumors say that one she is looking for resembles the long-lost Lord of the Night. Your colleagues all hope to be chosen to receive her direct teaching. For the Death Tower is our fave, don't you think so? For the Death Tower! Acquaintance of a devout death, you will come. Yay, I did a thing. The great, may the Death Tower live forever. Seems to be exceptionally passionate about harvesting souls. You have been in the Grave Tower long enough. It's time to go to the railroad to harvest souls. Make your choices carefully to get through the... Oh! Yay! Unlock access real world. But before that, you need to settle your debts. You need to surrender 1,000 souls during your time in the Death Tower. Please pay it off in 20 years. Okay. Surrender 1,000. Okay. Maybe you don't like the term debt. For the survival of the Death Tower, Death needs to turn in Death's souls regularly to ensure that we have enough strength to fight when crisis comes. Remember, the Death shoulders the balance between the two worlds, and for that reason, you need to collect a large number of souls, which is the mission of every death. It's not a matter of will, it's a matter of what you were born for. You'll understand this sooner or later. The first thing I'm going to teach you, prepare to call up your weapon and chant with me. Death entwines with evil, darkening the circle of night. Life harmonizes with virtue, tolling the bell of fate's light. My scythe doth reap the world's bounty, with each swing decisive and true. Yet prosperity's realm, though vast, fades to the void. Its end I do imbue, summon. I like the little bit of animation going on over here. A scythe slashes through the air, hurtling swiftly and then halting firmly before me. Yay! Gain 10 souls and awakened wearing this costume. Dress up. You have obtained a costume. You can change it in the dress up section, top left. This is your scythe. Use it to store harvested souls. Otherwise, the souls will be absorbed by the dream world after escaping beyond capture. Got it. Moreover, the rate of dissipation of souls once condensed in liquid is significantly reduced, yet the living beings of this realm resort to alchemy, an inefficient means to compress souls with minimal success. The Death, however, disdains such methods, for we are born as the very masters of souls. Condensed soul into liquid. They can't absorb the energy of souls and use it as currency simply because souls condensed into liquid are extremely rare, and those souls are of no use to them. Suddenly became brilliant. Death's duty is to harvest souls, not to actively kill. But if you want to kill, I want to stop you. So how can we get more souls? That's the second thing I'm going to teach you. Make a contract with people that then provoke disputes and start wars, which, if far more efficient than your own move, will happen to those people. Don't overthink it. Just take what you need. They need to bear the consequences of doing evil for their sins. One last thing. We use the prophecy to give out hints, pointing to your location of those dying, which is the most common and effective means of harvesting. Then go to the mortal realm, absent any unforeseen circumstances. Return to the Death Tower every 20 years to deliver collected souls. Go to the real world. I didn't get to read that. Rise and shine, little Death. You have souls to pay back. That is such an adorable outfit. It's like, so what's your job? I'm Death. What do you do in your spare time? I cuddle stuffed animals and I play video games. I see movement. How do I have a good sleep? Oh, that's the one, the stuffed animal. Yes, I also like stuffed animals. I'm an adult and I still like stuffed animals. Have a good sleep. Feeling human, limitations, longing for ordinariness. Offer your souls to the Death Tower. Stuff. Top death of the year. Commemoration meeting. 7 or 8 always yields rewards. Are we eating a popsicle? Become the perfect maid. Try cooking. Completing commission from alchemist. Leave none behind, harvest them all. Neat.